Used to be a paper chasing, now this money chasing me. Dedicated to the business, bagging up since 93. Player gotta grind, it's the hustle that be holding me. 100 stats, hundreds to the point I can't fold it. See, I love my white, can't forget my clientele. I even got a thing for my razor and my scale. I do this for my niggas in the greater locked in jail. It's hustle till I die with them boys on my trail. Let me tell you about this game, everybody think they know about.
What is going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Back in the Class Podcast, episode 5. Man, this is crazy. Class is back in session for the 5th time. State of the Don, RJ, you back, man, for the 3rd consecutive. I like you here, bro.
Let's get it.
So before we get started, I do want to get everything going on when it comes to the episode. I want to just say I appreciate and I want to give a shout out to Evolution Creative Studios for letting us host the show here. It's been amazing so far. The quality has been great. The YouTube, just everything has just been good with the podcast. I love it. And for all you guys who are doing podcasts, this space is available, so please reach out, try to find it. Put a link in my bio, so just check it out. I think it's a great podcast space for you guys in South Carolina. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it, bro.
Let's get it.
So last episode was more about, the rap stuff that's going on. I'm getting tired of talking about that.
All right.
Because, if Kendrick gonna respond, we'll see. So I want to kind of get more deeper stuff, like relationship stuff. So I want to kind of get your understanding on certain things that, especially us men, we have to dealing with our counterparts, our hopefully women partners. So we so I have to make sure that we talk about this in a more direct standpoint. So one thing that I think kills relationship is really pride. And that's not just about relationships in terms of dating, but relationships in terms of friendships, partnerships, anything like that. Business. So what do you think about that? How do you think about that?
I feel like as humans, we all have a sense of pride in something or in some way about something. But I feel like if you can't intellectually, if I'm saying that right, I feel like if you can't communicate with it or be emotional and intelligent to know that you're wrong or that it might be a problem with something, I feel like you will always run into a brick wall with that situation regarding to business, your best friends, your relationship with your woman or whatever it is. Like you're always going to be into a problem if you can't communicate your issues, or even if it's a pride issue, like you have to communicate them. And a lot of times that does ruin relationships because it could be pride about finances. It could be pride about insecurities. It could be anything. It could be about respect. It could be anything. So pride is very deep when it comes to any type of interaction with anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, RJ, the one thing that bothers me, bro, like us as people, we have a big problem being wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Like we really have a big problem being wrong. Like we cannot stand being wrong. We have to be right, and we will fight you. We might know you're right.
Right.
On some real, we might know you telling the truth. Like we might know you telling the truth.
Right.
And we will fight you to death just because we don't want to be wrong. We can't. Our ego just won't let us tell you you're right.
I agree with that.
And I think that does ruin a lot of relationships.
I agree.
And when I mean relationships, I'm gonna start from like the actual relationship, like a part intimate relationship. Yeah, intimate relationship. So, what do you think contributes to that? Like when it comes to, especially, obviously you can't speak from your own standpoint, but when you're in a relationship with somebody, is it easier for you to admit that you're wrong, or do you? Okay, let me rephrase this question. So when you with your woman, do you think it should be easier for her to admit she's wrong?
It's a woman though.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying?
She ain't never gonna admit she's wrong if I don't admit that I'm wrong about something or communicate something about the situation. I don't think I ever met a woman that was like, I was wrong about that and I would like to redo this or apologize. Never in my life.
You put a ring on the finger if you did.
Yeah, 'cause you never really find it. And it's not saying that women don't apologize and not admit that they're wrong, but you're gonna have to get it out of work. It's gonna take a lot of work to do that. And I don't know if it's just women or if it's just the society today that women feel like if I'm not right, I was right about something. You can get in an argument and she was like, well, I wasn't completely wrong about something. Well, you wasn't completely right, so you was wrong.
Pivot, bro.
Yeah,
they pivot, bro.
Yeah, that spin game is crazy.
It's crazy. Like, you be sitting here talking about, okay, well, you said you're going to send me $200. you said that you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and you be right about the whole thing. You said you're gonna do this, then I say you, oh, but when when we talked about this, when Lakeisha asked you about $20, you said it ASAP. You had no problem.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's crazy. But you know, like they got that. It's supernatural. Like it's really supernatural. But one thing about that to me, bro, like that really bothers me is if you gonna do all that and be wrong in the first place, why not just accept it? You gonna be wrong. Like I don't understand it. Are you okay? Like why do you feel like you have to argue with me about something you know you're wrong about? We gonna argue about you know you're wrong. You're gonna be more wrong the more we argue about it.
Right. Then
you want to pivot, and now you're trying to catch me.
Right.
Like you're really trying to catch me on something that I can't argue with you about.
Right.
I might just we go get irritated. Like we ain't really trying to argue with you.
I agree.
But at the same time, we got pride too.
Right.
And
especially as men.
Especially fireside men.
Right.
You know, we want that last word.
Right.
We gonna argue with you. I mean, we ain't gonna get it. Then we ain't gonna get it. We might get the last word under our breath. Like,
oh yeah, but the woman's definitely gonna win. She's gonna win every time.
Like you might win an argument, then you gotta sleep on the couch. That's the last word.
You lost.
I mean, you done, bro.
Yeah,
like
lost.
what you win? I won. You know, I'm gonna sleep on the couch. It's cold, but I won.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do think that could be a big contributor when it comes to relationships, but friendships is the biggest thing, especially when it comes to like a men friendship.
I was about to say, with men pride is crazy,
bro. Like, dude can look you dead in your face. I done stole for you everything. I look you dead in your face. You just gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's pride. And then you know you're wrong. Again,
like, you know
going
wrong,
back
bro.
to saying this, I know I'm wrong, but I gotta act like I'm right just to make myself feel better. Even to pivot back on the women's relationship, she would be like, okay, I might have been wrong about that, but you did such and such and such and such. That was 25 years ago. What are we talking about? Like somebody will always bring up something to make themselves validated or feel validated, justify a problem that they caused or they're wrong about,
or they accept it.
Right. So to go into friendships, the same thing. Like somebody will be like, "Well, I only did this because of such and such." Okay, well, you're still wrong about it. We always heard the saying, 2 wrongs don't make it right. So I don't know why people be like, I'm going to go tit for tat. I'm always been the person, I'm not going tit for tat with you. If I got to go tit, I'm out. You know, I've never been the type to go tit for tat with somebody. Because if I got to scoop down to your level, I shouldn't be around you in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
We're playing war.
Yeah,
we're playing war.
And we can do that too. We can do that too.
I mean, that's
but
what they doing though.
If we ain't doing that, when you just being petty or messy, I ain't got time.
It's battleground.
Yeah.
It's literally battleground. Like, hey, you attack my field, I have to retaliate every time. Like, at the same time, there's no peace tree between that. We gonna argue forever. And that's the game you want to play. Then we both gonna get stressed out. We both gonna get fed up. Why are we in a relationship? And I mean, that's for real. Like, if you want to justify what you did so bad to the point where you got to go dig up some shit that you accept it,
right?
And even if I was wrong about it, you still here,
right?
So I mean that's what it is. You still here. So obviously, what I did wasn't bad enough for you to say, okay, well, I can't fuck him. You know, you still here. You stayed in a relationship. You decided to stay in a relationship. What you should have done, if it's to the point where you gonna bring this shit up after we done got married, we got kids, you bringing up something that happened on the prom. Right. You know what I'm saying? I open the door for the girl at prom. You remember the dress color, her hairstyle,
her mama name,
her aunt name, the school name, the parking lot. You know, the parking lot clerk, the lunch lady who was passing out spaghetti at the dance. I mean, like, you remember all this. I mean, for real, bro. Like, you know all this.
Right.
And literally this happened so long ago.
Yeah.
But you have to pull it up just to justify what you're doing. For what?
It goes back to validation. My bad. It goes back to validation. Like, I'm only going to say this because I know I'm wrong, but I know you was wrong before.
Exactly.
So if you was wrong before, I could be wrong. That's how I look at it. But 2 wrongs don't make it right. And your wrong might have been something that could jeopardize the relationship or whatever has going on, the financials or whatever we trust in or have business in. Like, so I feel like pride is a validation thing. People want to validate what they do wrong. And so this woman probably did something crazy, probably stole from you or did anything, but she's going to be like, well, you remember that time at prom in 08 and you had hit her on the butt and you didn't think I was looking like, but we ain't do nothing. So what did you mad at me? Yeah, like, what is that? That ain't even got nothing to do with what you did.
I didn't know you were feeling me, so like, I thought that was
cool.
we
wasn't even together at the
like,
time. You mad at me. Crazy, man.
And that goes to friendships too, like, you know for a fact we friends, like we supposed to be dogs, we've been partners, you know. It's really business. Like, that's one thing that I'm starting to recognize when it comes to business, when you try to kind of emphasize your friends, stuff like that in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard because and we fight our own, and really pride can be like against yourself. It can be you against, like, because my pride is, hey, I grew up with a lot of my friends, my homeboys,
Right.
a lot of the people that I was in the neighborhood with. You know, I want to see all of us succeed. You know, if I had an encounter with you and I felt like you was good people, and you always say solid, I want to see you win, especially if I'm building something.
Real talk.
But at the same time, you building something, it's like a Nipsey effect.
Yeah.
I hate to say, that's what I named it. It's like a Nipsey effect. Like, you building that, being neighborhood Nip in your community, it's always gonna be that area. It's always gonna be the area holder.
Right.
It's always gonna be that. Like, it's always gonna be somebody who see you trying to succeed and just he can't stand it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you could be trying to put him on.
Right.
Like, on some real stuff. Like, dude, you ain't even gotta sell drugs. You ain't gonna do none of that, bro.
Right.
I got legit business. You know, you get your mama house, get your credit together. You come work for me, we good.
But that's all I'm about to say. Instead of saying work for me, you can work with me.
Exactly.
A lot of times people, that's another pride thing. Somebody don't want somebody to say, oh, you working for him, and you working under him, or you working for that man, or whatever. That's pride, bro. We all trying to get to where we trying to go. And if somebody has a helping hand, I'm willing to do it.
Exactly.
That could be a problem of mine, but in a different way. If I know I need it, I'm gonna go get it. But one of my pride problems is asking for help. I'm not gonna try to ask for help.
That's hard, bro.
Yeah, like, that's just in me. Like, I'm not about to. If I can try to go do it, I'm gonna try my hardest to do it. And if I don't get it, it just mean I didn't need it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
like,
be deep in the hole, be 3 months behind. You and you be don't know what to do. I haven't picked up the phone not one time. Family tell you,
Yeah.
if you ever need me, I agree with you. The only reason why I don't like, because I hate the feeling of owing somebody something. I feel like they can hold that over your head.
I feel like that too.
I really don't like. Don't call me telling me,
Right.
you know, especially if I paid you back.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep reminding me, but I paid you back. Why
Right.
you keep reminding me about the shit? Like you got some blackmail over me.
Right.
Like, you remember I loaned you that $150.
Right. Yeah, I hate people like that. And I lend things to people. I do things for people, but I never bring it back up. You know what I'm saying?
It's over with.
It's over with. And so I try to live by that stigma, but that still don't mean I'm about to ask you for something.
Exactly. Like, bro.
Like, I did that out of the kindness of my heart for the universe. Like, I'm just gonna, that's just what I'm gonna blame it on. But I'm not trying to, like, oh, you remember that time you was deep in the hole? You ain't never got to worry about that with me.
Why do we have to do that?
You need $2. You ain't had $2 at the store.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna make sure you had them $2, and I'm definitely gonna make sure I ain't never gonna. I forgot about it.
Yeah,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm looking at you like, bro, what is that about? Like, what is that about? Why do we have to break that up?
It's pride. People feel like, okay, so he was down and out. I can make him feel like whatever he was feeling like when he didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? I can make you feel that when you have it. And I feel like that's another envy effect. Like, all pride, envy, anger, all that kind of correlate with each other, because it's like you have to be in a simple space to feel bad about somebody that wanted to see you win. If I wanted to see you win, there's no way you should be mad at me if I want to see you win.
Exactly.
Unless it's a pride issue, envy, or something like jealousy. A lot of times it could be that you feel like you deserve it more than I do, or whatever, vice versa. And I feel like that breaks up a lot of friendships, businesses, families.
Yes.
It break up anything you can, like dynasties, anything. Sure. Like, so.
I mean, and this is one of the biggest things that bother me too, RJ. Like, when I help you, I do it from the kindness of my heart, like you said.
Right.
You know, you call it the universe, I call it for God. I do it for the kindness of my heart.
Right.
I feel justified helping people.
Me too.
So I do it. I don't expect nothing back from you.
Right.
You know, if you say you're gonna pay me back, keep your word.
Right.
But at the same time, when I don't have it, don't treat me like shit. Yeah. That pisses me off. Like, if you know I'm gonna sacrifice it, you know when I have it, I'm gonna give it to you. It's yours if I got it.
Right.
When I don't have it, you ain't worth shit. You don't never do nothing.
Yeah.
So you got amnesia? I literally, when your phone bill is about to go off, when the IRS are coming up,
right.
They pulling up your door. Hey man, listen, this is your last day at this house.
You about to cry?
You about to cry? You calling me? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Right. Like, I'm sick. I pick up the phone.
Right.
I make some calls.
Right.
Don't even worry about it. I send a check over there. You good?
Right.
You ain't gotta. Don't go to U-Haul. You don't need no truck. You great. You stay where you at. I took care of that for you. Now you got amnesia as soon as I tell you I can't loan you $20 to the borrow.
Right.
Now I'm the worst motherfucker in the world. You can't stand me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't shit. You don't never do that for the community. You ain't nothing. I remember, and that's when they start bringing it up. I remember when I loaned you $150.
Right.
You took care of it. Okay, so I remember when I did this. Why you have to like, I don't have it. What's wrong with you?
I feel like that's the people I'm talking about. They have a sense of pride, but there's people that don't have no pride. You have no pride for yourself to go get it yourself. If I've gave you things before and you gave me things before, but in this time I don't have it or I need it There is no way you should be. Man, ask somebody else if you ain't got no problem. Ask somebody else. Don't keep asking me if you know that I done gave it to you before. I done did things before you before, and if you did things for me before, that don't mean I gotta make myself obligated to be like, oh, I gotta get this for you if I don't have it.
There's no damn loan company.
Yeah,
you can't just come back you know what? Let's go ahead and refinance. Come on, you want another loan? Let's give you another $1,500. Just make sure you pay.
Chase.
Exactly, just chase.
No, it ain't chase.
I mean, come on, it's cash loan something, man.
Right.
Cash well something. What's going on? This ain't. We ain't signed no paperwork. I ain't got no interest rates. I'm not finna come call you say, hey, ma'am, this is business cards, and I'm trying to figure out where, are you gonna send your payment in this month?
Society of friends.
It's like, exactly.
Get you a loan right now. I ain't working like that.
Bro, like, if I give you a loan or if I give you help,
right,
it's supposed to help. But listen, most of the time when I give money out, I don't want it back because I don't want you to ask for it. I don't want you to ask me again.
Right.
Like, that's for free. Like, I'm trying to help you get out your hole.
I think that same way.
Yeah, like, I'm getting you out the hole so you ain't got to worry about being in the hole so you won't call me.
Yeah.
Don't make this a recurring call. Don't call me every month, asking me for some money when you should have been, dude.
They don't have a sense of pride. They don't have no type of like, oh, I already know this guy just helped me out. Let's just take it back to like ancient times. I already know this man just helped me out, get my food. Why would I go back and ask him how to get some more food? He taught me how to fish. Why would I go back and ask this man again for some fish? That's crazy. You have no sense of pride. You have no dignity in your integrity for yourself to be like, man, I know this man just helped me out. I know he probably needed it more than I did, but he gave it to me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. If he don't got it the next time, first of all, you shouldn't even come back because that's the same way I do. If I give you some money and I say, you ain't got to worry about paying me back, that means don't ask me again for no money. That means don't ask me again. I shouldn't even, if next time I hear you should be like, yo, what's up, what you doing? Don't say, oh, I need a few dollars and all I got is $2. Like, bro, I don't hear that. I don't hear that. That's the reason I told you I don't need you to pay me back. Exactly, so you can keep your little money that you gonna get and do good with that. So that's just how I feel about that.
I agree 100%. That's the reason why I try to be as limited as I possibly can because I love helping people out. I don't want to be taken advantage of. And I don't want you to feel like this is a opportunity for you to come up. I go to work. I work my job. Work hard as hell for mine. Deal with a lot of BS for my money. You know what I'm saying?
Tell you.
I mean, I deal with a lot of BS for my money just so I can have it.
Right.
You ain't put a damn sweat.
You ain't got no damn job.
You ain't got no job. You sitting at home with your mama, eating ramen noodles, watching TV, cookies
good.
on your stomach.
Eating
you know
good.
what I'm saying? On the phone, using up her data.
Feel me?
You know what I'm saying? You calling me, you driving her car.
You feel me?
You ain't got shit to worry about. You
no priorities, living your best life.
You calling me talking about how you ain't got shit to do. I'm at work.
Right.
Like, yeah, it must be nice, motherfucker. Yeah, what my $200 at?
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying?
For real though.
But with people like that, they the type of people get comfortable in that environment.
Yeah.
And I mean, like on some real, like we all had moments where finance fell off.
Yeah, things go down. It's human.
But you can't be content to the point where you just like you 40 years old, you staying with your mama, you ain't making no moves, you're
not trying.
You ain't like you really, and you say, okay, well, that's so funny, bro. They blame it on the job market.
Yeah,
they blame it on recession.
We in America.
Like, bro, like they blame it on the record. Like, bro, it's felons out here. Go flip burgers at McDonald's. Do something.
Chicken farm.
Do something.
You know?
I mean, do something, bro. Like, illegal or illegal, baby, I got to make it. Do something, bro. Like,
you can watch your power bad, huh?
I am, bro.
I'm telling you.
Hey, bro, you got to do something, bro. Like, you got to do something, bro. Like, at the same time, you can't just be sitting here just sit here.
You got to do something, bro.
You wasting air.
There you is. Because I understand that we in a society where these greenbacks are everything. We understand that money is just paper. But my nigga, they print it, I'm gonna go get it. You see what I'm saying? I got to. I'm not about to be out here looking crazy.
The printer don't stop. It's more out here for me to get.
Don't stop. And I know it's fake. I know the money fake. I know the society fake. But guess what? I'm still gonna get me some money on it. I gotta go get it. You know, so
I think I'm copyrighting that. The printer don't stop. That's
a t-shirt. The printer don't stop, bro. That is a t-shirt.
That's a t-shirt. I copyrighted it.
Yeah, we got it. It's on record now. I just need my copyright fee.
I got you. Don't worry about it. You get your royalty check.
You
get your royalty check. But I do think when it comes to relationships, that's definitely one of the most important things. So I want to kind of talk about more business because business, that's important too. Because when you go into business with people and pride is bad because that's how businesses get fucked up.
Yeah,
because they feel like a lot of people feel like they got to have credit. Like they really have to have credit for everything. Like they need their name and lights to feel justified.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of people behind, like people are not content with being behind the scenes. Like they have to have their name and justified. Like, bro, like I play. If you paying me, I play backup.
Yeah.
I play backup point guard. We won a championship.
Yeah.
I'm still my name. I got a ring.
It's pride.
You know what I'm saying?
Come back into pride, bro.
I don't want to be dealing with like people don't even realize all the shit people deal with. When you got money, it's more problems. That's a real statement.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? When you got more responsibilities, when you have to be the top dog, the people that when they calling, hey, what's the Carriers? And we look for Mr. Carriers and we need to talk to him.
Right.
You got assistants to handle all that business.
Right.
That's a lot of responsibilities. This ain't no just a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? This is some real shit. So you over there looking at it, you ain't built to deal with that sacrifice.
Yeah.
You should be content in your role. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody can't be Robert Horry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, they don't understand. Like Robert Horry is one of the most important reasons why they won. Because he knew how to play his damn role.
He did, and he hit a lot of key shots.
Exactly.
And he got more rings than everybody.
Exactly.
For playing his role.
You did what you played your role. You didn't complain. You know you ain't gonna be the top dog. You ain't gonna get the you ain't gonna get the Shaq credit. You're not gonna get the Kobe credit. You're not gonna get the Tim Duncan credit. You're gonna get the credit that you deserve. You was a great role player. You contributed to those teams winning championships.
Right.
And if you get appreciated by those players, they say, "Well, I never would have won without that player, that Rob Horry on my team who just did their job." Came to work, did their job, consistently punched the clock, did what they supposed to do, didn't complain. Bro, you still, regardless of who get the credit, you still got the same amount, you still got the same ring.
Right, and we on the same team.
We on the same
Why
team.
we not happy for each other?
We popping the same champagne bottle. We going to the same club after the game.
Right, we got the same ring.
Exactly. I mean what?
It's surprise. And that's why I was telling you it turned into jealousy and envy sometimes when people feel like they should have got it more than you did.
Exactly.
Like they asked Stephen Curry, this might be back on like another episode, but they asked Stephen Curry about did he feel like he deserved the MVP, the finals MVP that Andre Iguodala got. And he was like, for the longest I did feel like I deserved it. And me personally, I do feel like he deserved it. But he did play a very key role on LeBron.
He did.
Without Andre, they wouldn't have won. You know what I'm saying? So I cannot say
triple-double.
I can't say he didn't deserve it. I can't say that. And so even Andre was like, dang, I look back at those tapes and I realized that I did do a very good job in that series or whatever. So I think it's sometimes they still friends. Andre and Steph still friends. Ain't no jealousy, ain't no nothing. Curry got him one. Andre got him one. You know what I'm saying?
Same amount of chips.
Same ring, same team. If you're not happy for me, I feel like we shouldn't even be in the same boat.
Look at Curry though. God bless him. Listen,
He got one.
I mean, you ain't. You missed your opportunity,
right?
And I do think Curry's should. I do think Andre.
He's the reason they got there.
Yeah, that's true. I do think Andre's Finals MVP should have been Curry's. Right. I will say that it didn't happen that way. I do think he did a good job on Bron. He did, but Curry being patient, he waited his turn. He played his part, which being the top guy.
Right.
He earned it.
Right.
He earned it, and Andre was still on the team.
You see what I'm saying?
And they both won the ring together, and they both got Finals MVP. So
and
he was like, "Fuck
cool.
it, I want to go get mine." You know what I'm saying? And we both won together.
Right.
Why I went to go get mine? You got yours.
Right.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying. All this, like you have to build it up by yourself. People don't realize businesses fail when lone wolf business failed, bro.
You right.
That one wolf pack, bro. That
one brain business.
Exactly, bro. It takes a crew. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm speaking from my own standpoint. I used to think that way. I'm independent.
Me too.
Like I'm gonna do it myself. Yeah. Like I want like, and sometimes it's pride. Like we want all the credit. We want to know that we did this. But at the same time, I can't play every position.
Right.
Because if it's just me, I'm gonna lose every time because I can't fill every role.
Right.
If I pick the right people with the right assets and weapons, with the right strengths to match who can fill in my weaknesses, my business to be good.
Right.
They business, and we can all win together. And they won't tell the difference. All they know is they see a solid ass, strong team who winning together. They don't know shit about how our offense works.
Right.
We don't know nothing about the conversation, the money. They don't know nothing. All they know is they're a strong ass team.
Right.
That's how it should be, bro. We think our mindset, like when it comes to stuff like that, bro. The world mindset is just crazy. It's too polluted. Right.
Like Big Meat said, bro, we got a team. Everybody's doing a position. You don't know who winning.
Exactly.
Everybody winning. You can't tell who got the most money.
Exactly.
We all got it.
We look like each other.
Yeah. So if it's a thing where, I can tell somebody ain't eating good on the team, or even in the sense where let's go back to the Warriors. Klay Thompson doing bad. He had 35 last game, 0 the other game. You ain't see Draymond. You ain't see nobody talk bad about him. You ain't see none of that.
Exactly.
It looked like they all had a bad game, even though we know Klay had a bad game because Klay is Klay Thompson. But they all lost.
They lost together.
Yeah. So it's like
they won together. They lost together.
There you go.
And guess what? We pull up to the party. We all ride Rolls Royce, Versace suits. We don't look. Who look like the leader?
Right. Exactly.
I mean, who is the leader? You don't know.
Right.
I mean, that's you got to find out. You got to ask questions.
Got to be in a circle.
And that's the point. That's the mentality. People just get too content with trying to be the alpha.
Yeah.
And listen, everybody, especially men, we got testosterone. Everybody
Right.
want to be the top dog.
Right.
At the same time, you got to understand that top dog comes with a lot of responsibilities,
Yeah.
and it is tailor made to one person.
It's not meant for everybody
Exactly.
to be that top dog. Sometimes your job was to play the 2
Exactly.
or play the 3.
And once you get in that top role, you start failing, and then
Right.
you realize, man, this shit wasn't for me.
Real talk. And I feel like every man should be like a leader, but in order to be a good leader, you had to know how to follow.
Exactly.
Not say be a follower, but you had to know what to follow, who to follow,
And follow properly.
what principles
Exactly.
to lead by, what morals to lead by. So
What
I
to
feel
look
like
for. That's right.
there is no way every man on this planet is supposed to be a leader of a people. No, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. So I feel like everybody trying to be an alpha, and that's why you have a lot of violence in a way, because everybody don't know how to play their position. You have a lot of friendships breaking, bridges being burnt, because a lot of people don't know how to play their position. A lot of people don't respect the leadership, and a lot of people don't really know. They really don't know. They just know that, oh, I feel like he trying to play me. That's what everybody say. Oh, he tried to play me. How he try to play you? He really didn't tell you nothing wrong. He just said, get your shit together.
Tell you wrong, bro. It's we live in a society where that you can't tell me what to do. Shit, it's just polluting.
Yeah, you can't hold somebody else accountable. And I feel like for the so-called black community, that's a problem. I always said, this might be a little, what's the name, but I always said we need a Jaquan Hitler to come through. I'm just playing. Somebody else said that. We need somebody to come through
Jaquan
and
Hitler.
wipe them out. Everybody in the neighborhood. I heard somebody say that, and I was like, I'm taking that. I'm rocking with that.
Jaquan Hitler.
Yeah, I heard somebody say that. And so I said, yeah, we need somebody to come through the community.
don't
And
see
all
that
the
no time
negativity
soon.
that started in like what I'm going to say, like the late 70s, get that. Because this is brand new. We still have a way to turn this around. But get all that shit out. All that negativity, all the gangsters, that shit is retarded.
Jaquan Hitler is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
Real talk, though.
But I want to talk about the actual school system and things of that nature. So one thing that I hate about the school system, me being freshly out of it and in college right now, bro, they don't teach you shit about adulthood. From when you start to when you leave the actual public school, or if you go private, from 5K kindergarten to when you walk across the stage from graduation. You don't know shit about adulthood. No type of prep, no type of experience. And as teachers out there, I know of some teachers personally who was out there trying to teach kids that, and their jobs penalize them for that.
That's crazy.
So what do you think about like the school system not really teaching kids how to be adults in that period of time when most of the kids aren't going to college? So they should, don't you think they should be teaching some of the stuff that they need? Even the kids are going to college should know
Yeah,
that.
that's a great point, because even when I was growing up going to school, they were saying, like in elementary school, oh, we're trying to get you ready for when you get older. We're trying to get you ready for college. But then when I did a semester in college, nothing I learned for elementary school, like not even what we was learning, I learned in elementary school. So it's like, or middle school or high school, it's like it was a waste of time completely. But if you know anything about the history of the country, of the educational system, it was never designed to make you smart. It was always designed to make you ready for college, to pay them back.
Exactly.
It was always designed for you to work at a job to pay those taxes. It was never built for you to make your own country or make your own finances or figure out the American dream originally. You know what I'm saying? Because the American dream was a real thing, because the way America was rocking. But in those times when people got all the power, the school system is compulsory. It's no way you can say, well, that don't really make no sense. If you don't circle that A, you failed the class. Like, it's not no way you can be like, well, I have a different thought about this. Because I used to always go home and tell my mom, like, I don't think this is right, but I had to study this book. And if I don't make whatever's in this book say on that paper, I fail. You know what I'm saying? And I know that don't sound right. I know that story don't sound right. I know that the math is math ain't mathing. You know,
ain't
so
mathing.
the math ain't mathing. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I do agree. And when it comes to stuff like that, I definitely think the school system is pretty polluted when it comes to history, because a lot of history is what they find is history, or what they want to claim is history. Or when it comes to some of the stuff that's needed in school, like a lot of the things that we get taught in school, most of us don't remember, and most of us don't need.
Right.
I mean, on some real shit, like you don't need to know pre-cal to work at McDonald's. What the hell is that gonna do for you? You gonna divide a burger, and what the hell? I mean, what you gonna do?
I feel like we need to know it, but I feel like we should have learned that at elementary school.
That's true. You talking pre-cal?
Yeah.
You know how hard pre-cal is?
Okay, but look at these other countries though. Like China, they learning crazy stuff at a young age. I feel like
but that's tech. You know what I'm saying? They need that shit. That's all tech.
we need it too.
We ain't got no.
We on
bro,
TikTok.
That's for a short period of time.
Yeah, I agree, but I feel like other countries are taking advantage of I feel like we're one of the only countries, not saying we are the only country, but I feel like we're the only country that dumb their society down as much as possible to the point where it's not even as strict, because America is a free country. So it's not like you're imperialism and all that stuff, but it's just like in the media and propaganda, we're gonna dumb the society down so far that you go into school learning stuff and you think you're really smart, but you get out and be a doctor and really the prescription is killing people, but you think you're really healing people. But this is what you learned because you went to school in America. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the school system is crazy, bro. We learning backwards, I feel like.
Okay, that makes sense. But even, to go back to your example of China. So if China is learning that type of advanced learning, that's technically considered an adult skill because they're going to use that shit to go do whatever they're doing over there. They're going to build robots and build all that type of shit. They need that.
Not technically, though.
I mean, but I'm not.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to be like too out there, but most people who are in that demographic,
right,
especially in China, because it's very tech. So most of the people are pushing those, like that manufacturing is completely different than our manufacturing. You listen, all you gotta do is get a high school diploma, go work at a plant over here. You know what I'm saying? That shit is over there. You gotta know shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A normal mechatronics degree down here is nothing compared to down there.
Right.
So when you trying to do what we doing, you might, what our lifestyle, the way our economy and our country is set up.
Right.
It has to be more adaptable to what we have to do in life.
Right.
So it should be classes where you know about credit. It should be classes where high school should. Mm-hmm. You should not graduate high school without having a trade. Some type of way to create income. You should not have a class. I repeat, you should not graduate high school without having some type of trade. There's trade schools in there, Donaldson, Career Center, and Greenville. Right. We know it's places out there where you can welding, things of that nature, barbering, plumbing, anything. It's a lot of things that you could be doing.
Right.
But right now, it's a lack of that, and now it's becoming a lot of unemployment, a lot of things that, students who graduate college or high school with no source of income.
Right.
And if they do have a source of income, it's very limited because they don't have no actual trade or skill to offer a company. So if I go to BMW, I work at BMW. So if I go to BMW, I came straight out of high school to work at BMW. If it would have been the way I'm saying, I would have had to. If I really wanted to work at BMW, I would have had to go to Donaldson Career Center to go get a mechatronics degree. That way, I can work on the robots there. If I would have did that, I would have been making at least top dollar there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now I had to limit myself to the lowest amount. I have to do the lowest job because all I can do is production because that's all I know. You know what I'm saying? That's only high school entry. They train you how to do that shit.
Right.
But if I would have took it to the next level, I would have walked in there being a robot tech or at least had some experience being a robot tech. So that way I could have moved up faster. I would have had better opportunities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying.
That makes more sense.
I want to piggyback on what I was saying about China. And school is the same, I want to say, around all the parts of the world that I've become familiar with. It's all about shaping the society the way you want it, especially if it's public school. And I know public school, private school, Christian school, all of it in America, I think they teach you pretty much the same bullshit. Everybody learned the same bullshit, same historic characters that we never seen, but we learned a lot about it in school. So it's all about shaping a society to do what you want them to do. And so in China, it's the same way. I think I forgot what kind of government they have, but it's way more stricter. So everybody's not going to get that lead machine operating job in China at all. But they all went to school and learned very good things, but it doesn't mean that everybody's going to have a good job. You know what I'm saying? They still got sweatshops going on over there. America send a lot of their stuff to get made over there because it's cheaper on labor because they're still not paying them a lot of money or whatever, or currency or whatever you want to call it, ying or whatever they call it. So I feel like school is just not designed for a society to grow in a good light, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It was never designed for it to grow in a good light. So that's all I want to say on that. Yeah, so I don't think the school system in general was designed for a society to actually know about life. I think it was designed for you to get that plant job or to get out there on the field back in the day. That's what it was. For you to work for the government. You know what I'm saying? Because before the schools was publicized, schools was your parents. You know what I'm saying? You worked with your parents. That's how you lived and whatever. So just doing a history on the schooling system, and the schooling system in America is crazy. It was never designed for people to actually liberate themselves or actually learn about real history or real things in general, like how deep the rabbit hole goes with that. And in the banking system and then in the prison system. The schooling system in America gets so deep with just trying to make a society of nothing but workers and not thinkers to a point where it's worked in America. Like it worked. All these people want to be entertainers or they want to be, the next actor or another entertainer. You know what I'm saying? Even what we're doing now is a sign of entertainment that's bringing in income for our families. You know what I'm saying? So why not do it? Like it's kind of it's a trap. It's a trap. So it's like instead of making them liberate, let's pay them for doing entertainment.
At the same time, though, with us doing entertainment, it's kind of a form of us kind of, my standpoint, it's kind of a form of us doing like our own thing. Like it's more of an entrepreneurship because I own my own business. This is what I do. It's my craft. I own it. It's my name. That's my property.
Right.
So I don't work for somebody else, but this side of it, I don't. Like this is me. So I don't have you trained me to do that, but I kind of took a different option.
But I don't want to cut you off.
Go ahead, bro.
You're still in a society of we're gonna pay you to talk.
Yeah, that's true.
Versus me paying you to learn real spirituality or real what's really going on in the world for real. So why make a society where we can pay you to be like a Bill Gates when we already got a Bill Gates? So we already got somebody that's trying to destroy the earth. We're gonna teach you. Let's do back to the class. We're talking about like normal things that happen on in the world, and we can potentially get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Versus me trying to be the next Elon Musk or Tesla or somebody that really can make a difference in the world. You're rarely going to get paid for something like that.
Absolutely.
So that's just how the society has molded us.
That's true. I can't, and to be honest with you, I can't argue with that because again, like it's selected people who can get that position.
Right.
And like I said, but again, that goes back to the point, that alpha part. But it's not really alpha part because some people might want that position, but to me, that position not deniable.
Right.
I don't want to be. I mean, I don't want to have to deal with all that.
Right.
I mean, because that to me knowing I'm gonna have to meet my creator, I don't want to tell him I'm trying to destroy the damn planet. You know what I'm saying? Like I got too much shit going on. Like I ain't trying. Like I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm not even trying to go down this road because this is a whole different episode. But I really kind of don't understand like the space thing. Like people want to try to find like some type of living habits on like different planets. To me, that's stupid because if you're doing all that just showed me you haven't even took care of the shit you at now. Why you gonna move somewhere else and you trying to live there? You ain't took care of the shit. We killing our planet. Why do we have to move? Why we wouldn't have to go nowhere if you stop fucking up the planet we at? That don't make sense.
I kind of disagree and agree with you at the same time because you do have to take care of home first.
Yeah.
But even in ancient tradition, they always talk about people coming from the stars.
That makes sense.
Doing this and people doing that. And then even it's prophesized in the book we call the Bible that the earth will be destroyed by fire. So it would kind of be ignorant of you not to try to get ahead of the curve. But my point about that is if y'all know something gonna happen with fire, why y'all still trying to throw chemicals in the air and make the sun reflect off? Like, why are y'all going into that prophecy? But hey,
I mean, that might be a metaphor for nuclear weapons, nuclear anything. I mean,
that's what it is. That's what it is. Like, that's what they're saying. They're going to destroy the earth by fire.
So that's what my point exactly. So why you destroying the shit by yourself? God, it's different if God said He going to destroy the planet. He said the planet, Earth, will be destroyed by fire. Yeah. He didn't say who was going to do it. And to be honest with you, it seemed like we would be stupid enough to do some shit like that. Like, I don't understand. Nuclear wars, like, bro, it's so much stuff we talk
because I'm like, we can get really deep right here.
Bro, it's so much stuff.
But I'm like,
I'm trying to cut it because I'm like, I know, bro, we go down this path and we be dead down there. Bro, this is my point.
Right.
You want to go to space. You want to do stuff like that. You want to kind of branch out. You want to have that responsibility. While you're on Earth, stop doing the shit you have to. Stop doing the shit that requires you to have to go look for a different. You ruin your ecosystem. You kill your plant life. You kill your oxygen. You kill your animals. You kill your plant. You kill your resources.
Okay.
So you pollute your planet. You have to deal with all these problems, global warming, things of that nature. That's some stuff you can't control, but some of the stuff you can control, you're not taking care of your own business. Take care of that. Why go to a different planet when you don't have that shit figured out? That don't make sense.
Okay. So do you think it's in man's nature to destroy? Period. I'm gonna just say that.
You say what?
Do you think it's in man's nature to destroy?
I don't think it was originally in man's nature to destroy.
I don't either. So do you think this is like all humans? I want to keep this real political. Do you want to say it's all humans that's trying to destroy the earth, or do you think it's like an outside force that's forcing people to, these rich people, these people in power, to do these things that they're doing?
I think it's a higher power that's positive, and I think it's a higher power that's negative, and I think that power. I'm not saying it in terms of heaven or God and Lucifer. I'm saying like it's a negative power, new world order like power.
Okay.
That has that control to kind of do things of that nature. I do think that.
Okay, so let's get even more into this. Let's get deep. Do you think that the leader of the new world order is from Earth, or do you think that's natural for a man to think like that?
I think it's spiritual. I don't think it's not. I don't think it's an earthly being in terms of the leader of that. I think it's more spiritual.
I don't think it's spiritual. I think it's somebody else from a whole nother realm of existence. That's just me personally.
I mean, but that could be spiritual.
Yeah, because I don't think it's in man's nature to destroy originally. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the brilliant things that the man has did to this earth while we've been here hasn't always been bad. And then the bad thing that has happened, it's like, bro, who would think to do that?
I mean,
who would think to do these
true,
things?
But it's also, not even to cut you off, but it's also good things that we've done that we can't explain how the shit got done.
Right, but we're not in that same frequency either, though.
That's true.
So
I mean, but it's a lot. Okay, so it's a lot of shit we can't explain. Like, it's a lot of shit on this planet we can't explain.
Right.
Why they're here, and we know it's been built by somebody. It's not the planet. We just didn't land on this shit and it's pyramids and shit like that.
I believe people make those pyramids.
At the same time, you have to have some type of technology, and plus by the science of it, the way it's lined up and shit like that, it's too
scientific.
Yeah, it's too like supernatural scientific for it to just be a coincidence why it lined up like that.
Okay, so I want to go back to that. You think it's too crazy for humans to do it from the humans you see today? You got to go back to where it wasn't no such thing as school. Everybody was on some spiritual looking. All we had was space. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like everybody had a different type of intelligence than what we have now. What we think is intelligent, I feel like they thought was retarded. You know what I'm saying? Like lights, energy, free energy, that technology been around for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? It's just no money in it for this society. But that ancient technology is way ahead of this new modern technology. Even from the phones and the cords, all these cords and all these teleprompter, all that's old stuff to them. Like, so I feel like the intelligence of of our ancestors back in the day was like out of this world to where we don't even fathom that they could have been talking to people out of space. You know what I'm saying? They had that type of access then. It wasn't that many pollution. It wasn't something like where everybody's sexualized and we see something, we don't know how to communicate with it. We wasn't eating fast food, and you know what I'm saying? Like, people was on a different frequency back then. So I feel like those things were possible. We just don't know how to do it now. We still ain't figured out how to run a light bulb without the cord yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like they had the technology back then. So I'm like, you know, I kind of feel like it was possible, and I feel like it kind of was infiltrated by other people at the same time.
I mean, I absolutely agree. But again, my point is, I do think, because to go back to the point you made, because I do think it's a good point. No, it's not in man's nature original nature to do some of the destruction that's been done on this planet, especially to where we are. It don't make sense. But again, there's a lot of corruption, a lot of things that happen. Obviously, people can sum it up at different events. Christians believe is the binding of the apple from Eve that gave her the knowledge between good and evil, which is basically the corruption of what we kind of saying. So again, I'm a Christian. I believe that. So it made sense. But at the same time, people have different analogies of things, how that goes. So I understand that. But at the same time, regardless of how you believe it happened, it happened.
What?
I'm saying, like, the human being corrupted. So regardless of how you believe it happened or the story that you believe or how it happened, it happened. Okay. So I do believe that the way it's going now, I believe that it's going too far to the point where now you have to go to the retreat of looking for somewhere else to go.
Right, I agree with that. That's what I think is going on.
But at the same time, my point is, why go find somewhere if you're gonna do the same shit you're gonna be doing?
That's why I'm telling you. It doesn't sound like a human influence. But it sounds like it's something that's causing all this stuff going on, bro. And I'm not gonna say the devil, because that's just like, that's crazy. But I feel like there is an entity or entities, that's like influencing the human population. I mean,
you don't even have to put a title on it or a name on it. I just think demonic principalities are
alien or what. It could be demonic or whatever. It can't be positive. It wasn't,
something that on a spiritual level,
right?
That,
in a different dimension.
From spirit in terms of like, because we're in a shell. This body is a shell. So whatever is eternally in us to give us the ability to breathe oxygen, that when our body died, that will continue to go. Whatever manipulates that part of our soul, or whatever manipulates that part of our existence, that's what I think can kind of corrupt where we are.
I agree.
And so that's why I'm saying, like, when we make decisions based on where we are to the point where we have to go to a different planet, that's still there. why would you go to a different place to have that same problem still there? It don't make sense. That's my point.
I would love to have like a whole episode on this.
Bro, we will, bro.
Because I will get so crazy, but I want to just say, like, who even said, like, okay, so this will get religious. I don't even want to do it, but who said we can't travel to other planets, through other realms and other portals and stuff? Not saying it's a good idea, not saying that's what our bodies are made for. I'm just saying who said we can't? Who said that hasn't been done?
We'll talk about this on the next episode.
Yeah, because I'm like, what's past Antarctica?
We'll talk about this on the next episode.
What's in the Grand Canyon? Like, we don't know
ideas now.
The Bermuda Triangle. Like, what is, like, it's a lot of mysteries to this earth that we don't know where it take you. We don't know if it take you to another side of the world. We don't know if it take you to a whole other realm of existence, another spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, another galaxy. Like, you never know, bro. You never. The water. We don't know how deep it go.
I can't wait for episode 6. This is what we're talking about.
Because as above, so below.
Absolutely. Well, this episode was very informational.
It was.
It was
a different one.
It was very different. I like it. I like where we're going. I can't wait. We got to turn this like some type of series or something.
Yeah.
I like this. But it was a great episode. Taylor Don, RJ. We see y'all again. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We out.